This Monday Night Football props and NFL Week 10 recap edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
What's up? It's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time, The Miz, and you are watching SGPN, and it is awesome. Let it ride.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money in your hand with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Cram?
Dog.
What a week, Sean.
What
a week. Oh,
I mean, if you don't like touting, you may want to fast forward because you're going to hear. Well, I'm going to start touting.
Celebrate.
You can celebrate. You're right. It's not a tout if we're giving these picks out for free. Ryan hit his lock, dog, and tease. I went 1-on-1 with my locks, but I did hit a sweet money line dog with the Steelers. Also, if you listen to the VSiN show, hit Kyler Murray 2 touchdown, 22-1. I mean,
ding,
four
ding,
and 1 in the circuit contest.
Ding.
Almost hit my 5-leg parlay from
ding.
VSiN. Fucking the only 4-1 Ryan in the Circuit Million. The only thing we got wrong was the Detroit Lions. Now maybe if Jared Goff doesn't throw that 5th interception, that game was bananas. I don't even know what to make of that game.
It's just Houston playing right on the margin as usual.
It's crazy. Why don't we start there? We'll talk recap. We'll do props. But feels like it makes sense to bring this guy on. And of course, if you guys want to call in, maybe put someone in the locker, maybe celebrate. Maybe you crack open the shed powder. You're feeling pretty good. We did see Rich Fat Baby McKee sent in a video of Trey McBride. He was at the game, Ryan. Bloodbath for the Jets. Sharps love the Jets.
My Cardinals, my God.
Your card's looking good. But let's start here with easy on the line. Of course, the Detroit Lions get the win, do not get the cover. Jared Goff sucks island. I mean, it's like Bitcoin. It was just pumping in value during that game. But hats off to Goff. They did get the win. Unfortunately for me, not the cover. 26-23. Easy. What's your takeaway from that game?
How about that fucking defense?
Yeah, seriously.
That's my take. Defense had pretty much a great overall game, but specifically a great second half. Carlton Davis, first career game with 2 interceptions. Brian Branch is just a monster at safety. Our defensive line actually got some pressure this game, which was a good sign. Yeah, it was an ugly game, and obviously Jared Goff has to get his shit together again. But I actually liked that win more than I liked the blowouts because it shows that, we can come back and play well after getting our ass kicked in a half.
I will say this. Brian Branch is a fucking hitter, and I think I understand why he got ejected last week.
Really? Why?
He just spears people on the side of the head. Mixon
must be on the list somewhere.
He was just I think he's on the we got to keep an eye on this guy list. But man, he's a tone setter. I mean, I don't know. I think we saw on the broadcast that the last time a team trailed 15 points and threw five interceptions and won the game was in 1970.
Ryan, I got to pull the clip because remember when we were covering, what was it, the USXFL or whatever that fucking league was called, and the Michigan Panthers had this kicker, Jake Bates, and it was right off the heels of the Lions having kicking trouble in the playoffs. And I go, am I crazy? Just sign this guy. He's playing in the same stadium. He's kicking the same field goals through the same uprights. Why would they not sign this guy? Then the Lions kicker ends up getting hurt. They actually sign him. He's from the Houston area. A crazy story. I guess he thought he was going to be done with football. Then he started working as a brick salesman. Next thing you know, he's hitting these like crazy field goals to win the game for them.
You know who's terrified right now? Kurt Warner.
Way
Way
hey,
cooler.
wait! I thought I was the guy who had the best alternative football league story to greatness.
Yeah, you did. I think you did. We might have even clipped it.
Yeah.
Well, you talking about? I mean, it being the same uprights.
Yeah,
Literally the same uprights.
I'm not a.
The Michigan Panthers were one of the few teams that were playing in an NFL stadium.
They were playing in the Lions' home stadium. Now, granted, he got it done there in Texas. It was weird for me because I had a lot of money I was going to win if the Lions covered, but then the Lions obviously were down. They were coming back. They were hanging around, and then in my head, I'm like, well, if Lions lose, this is actually pretty good for the Eagles to get the #1 seed, or for seeding in the playoffs in general. So then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll root for that. But then the Lions keep coming back, and I'm like, wait, should I be rooting for the Lions to cover this 3.5?
I mean, we're destined for a Lions Chiefs Super Bowl. All right, easy. Here's the schedule the rest of the way. Jags at home, at Colts, Bears at home, Packers at home, Bills at home, at Bears. You got to circle that one. At Niners and the Vikings at home. So Sean, they have all 3 of their 4 or what 2 of the 3 divisional games are at home. All the tough games are at home. They travel to other domes. Easy. What are we finishing with? And are they resting starters at the end of the year?
Yeah. So if you remember the show I did with y'all preseason, I had us going 14-3. I still believe we go 14-3.
Where are the 2 losses, Easy?
I think we either lose to the Bills or the Packers, just because we already beat the Packers and the split shit within the division. So one of those is probably going to be a loss. And then week 18, we're sitting our starters and we lose to the Vikings, because I think the 49ers game will probably give us the 1 seed.
Well, Easy, congrats to your Lions. Great win. I mean, just wild back and forth affair. I mean, to think that Jared Goff can throw 5 picks and they can win in regulation is insane. And on the opposite side, CJ Stroud, like, my God, man, I don't know. I know it's not all his fault, but he just looks uncomfortable in the pocket, Ryan. I mean, that was a big reason why I like the Lions. I thought they'd be able to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. They did. And if it wasn't for the 5 interceptions the other way, maybe they cruised easily. But I wanted to, after that Thursday night football game, I wanted to fade both teams in that spot, the Jets and the Texans. Jets we'll get to, they got their asses kicked, but Texans, man, this is a bad loss if you're the Houston Texans.
And the other question I wanted to ask Easy for some guidance. Sean and I need help. The kneecap trend has us arrow pointed right at the Cowboys next week against the Texans. How do we get out of this?
Yeah, I don't think anything can help the Cowboys right now.
They might be starting Trey Lance.
Oh man, it was so good when Jerry was talking about the sun coming through the stadium. What y'all want me to do? Build a whole new stadium? Like, it is. Man, Ryan,
He's
as someone,
his mind.
What did Meek Mill, the line in the song? I used to pray for times like these, because that is how bad things are in Dallas. And it's a great day. Eagles, I make a ton of money gambling. Yep. Well, first off, Eagles win, #1 priority. Cowboys lose, #2 priority. And then 3, we make a shit ton of money gambling, giving out picks and winners for free. Easy, appreciate it. And congrats to your Lions.
Awesome win.
Appreciate it. Real quick, Byron Murphy did catch that interception earlier.
Yes, I retweeted it on X. Hopefully you checked out the pregame show every Sunday, noon East. Easy hit us with some defensive props, and what was it, like 8-1, something like that?
7-1. Yeah, Murphy was 7-1. The Chargers safety almost had one, but it was underthrown a little bit, so that was disappointing. But I do have one for tomorrow night's game. If y'all want that real quick.
What do you got?
Let's hear it.
Yeah, so another interception play. It is Cater Kohu on the Dolphins. I think Stafford's got a good chance of throwing an interception, and it's pretty good chance that it's going to the safety. So Kohu at 9-1. I really like that.
Cater Kohu.
Ryan, are we allowed to say that on air?
That's a friend of Hawk Tua, right?
Yeah. What happened? I think in like 1 month or 2 we'll be able to get Hawk Tua girl on the show.
I think insanely popular podcast.
I know. I don't know if it's that popular anymore.
Insanely popular podcast host Hawk Tua girl.
All right, thanks, Easy. Let it ride.
Appreciate it.
Do you want to talk about something a little bit more serious?
Sure. What do you got?
Well, what do you want to shove someone in a locker first, or do you want to have a serious conversation?
I don't know who to shove in a locker. I mean, the only result I was really pissed off about was Detroit, or that cost me money was the Detroit Lions that covered in the 3.5. But it was almost hard to be pissed off because they had no business even being in that game, and then came all the way back. I will. Just for old time's sake, I'll shove Jared Goff in the locker. Just for like a publicity photo for the island.
Nice. Yeah.
And I guess that ends the MVP discussion. Just give it to Lamar Jackson, huh?
Even with the high interest rates, people looking to buy on Sucks Island.
Oh yeah,
they're back.
Everything must go. You get an interception. You get an interception. 2 Mai Tais and everyone gets an interception
Sean,
on Jared Goff Sucks Island.
I heard that we were going to do some co-branding with Trevor Lawrence.
Oh wow, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's got a peninsula. He doesn't have an island. Ryan, I guess I could also put the 49ers kicker Jake Moody in a locker for missing 3 fucking field goals, but we were also on the opposite side of a kicker nuclear meltdown on the Younghoe Koo kicking disaster where he went 1 for 4. So as much as I like to bitch about a kicker missing 3 field goals and costing a cover, the fact that we were on both sides and I ended up having more money on the Saints game, so I can't really complain there.
I also Shane Steichen got to go in the locker.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say like he's a consensus top play caller in the league, and it just some of the worst. Joe Flacco in shotgun on a short yardage, handing the ball off.
Horrible.
Joe Flacco floating. Just nothing made sense. The sequence at the end of the game was just horrendous. I think Shane Steichen has gotten too cute. If you could have just had Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor run the fucking option. You could have just run straight up like Tim Tebow, Cam Newton at Florida or whatever, or Cam Newton at Auburn. Like you didn't need to throw the ball.
No,
you didn't need to throw the forward pass.
Very bad game plan by Shane Steichen.
You gave him all these points because of these fucking interceptions. 7 points right off the bat.
Yeah. I mean, also, well, one, and we were talking about it with Decker, you and me, and Anthony Richardson's an incredible athlete. He's very hard to tackle. Yes, he clearly has a learning curve when it comes to the quarterback position.
Oh, they're going to say disability.
Well, learning disability. Yeah. Why do we not have a package with Anthony Richardson?
Short yardage.
Get that motherfucker out on the field. And
they failed at short yardage at the goal line. They failed at short yardage.
Shane Steichen was there when the Eagles were bringing up Jalen Hurts, and they would have packages for him. Maybe he wasn't, and that might have been the last year with Doug Peterson. But you worked with Jalen Hurts. You should be able to come up with a few packages. I would have much rather just handed the ball off to Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, run the fucking option on a couple of plays. Anything but just letting Joe Flacco sit back there. And Joe Flacco, Shane Steichen deserves a ton of blame, Ryan. He deserves to be in the locker. But Joe Flacco, I mean, old, completely lost at times. I mean, he also made some throws that there's no way Anthony Richardson's completed that ball, but he also threw some really bad interceptions, really bad plays. The only saving grace did come up with the name Sleepy Joe Flacco and an all-time Photoshop by Jake, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Someone was getting upset. They're like, how dare you get political? It's like, come on. I mean, look at that. It's a I'm nonpartisan, I'm independent, but that is a funny ass photo. And Sleepy Joe, because he's just old and seems like doesn't know what's going on. I don't even know if that's political.
I mean, I guess people can see what they want to see.
Yeah. People get upset, but
all right. So I guess also kind of tiny shove in the locker is the Niners offense for not getting George Kittle an extra yard and a half.
Oh yeah, that cost
for burning us an underdog entry.
And
but I would like to start. I do have an award this week that I'd like to give out, and I think I'll continue to give it out when it makes sense, or maybe every week. But the Italian American of the week,
I like it.
Darren Rizzi. I still haven't even confirmed that he's Italian American. But he is from Jersey, and he went to Bergen Catholic. So I'm just assuming. Sean,
yeah.
Did you see the energy this guy brought on the sideline?
But Ryan, I mean,
he literally looked like an erect penis that had been erect for 4 hours.
Well, and it started with
the veins in his neck. Are you kidding me?
It started with a great line to get things going. When it was revealed that there was like a social media posting, apparently Darren Rizzi, Saints head coach, said he clogged the coaching toilet, and said, and it was
that
like,
is fucking
to
elite.
start his first game as an NFL head coach, he starts it by clogging the shitter, and he's like, "This is going to be a crappy day." Meanwhile, it wasn't. They did a great job. It was MVS came out of nowhere, almost exactly as we said. Like, hey,
elite.
they're gonna have a ton of energy. Certainly, we got fortunate with Youngwei Koo missing 3 field goals.
Sean, I gotta put this on this.
Young Ho Koo missed 3 field goals.
I mean, again, I don't think I'll have an Italian American every week.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch the video.
Look at this guy. He looks
just
like
the face.
It's literally the scene, the part in the porn where he's about to nut. He's the actual dick.
Oh my god, just so intense.
I could watch this over and over again. All right.
But yes, if you want to call in, toss someone in the locker. Let's get some more calls here, Ryan. We will recap.
Do we have
game.
some callers?
Yeah, we got callers are lining up. Friend of the program, had him on here before. Jackson calling in. Jackson Reddick. What's happening, Jackson?
First off, Kramer, that Rizzi, that Saints coach, do we know if that man has an ACL? I swear Turner, that DN after the game when he pushed him, I thought he fucking blew his ACL out.
It's all vibes. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, he doesn't need an ACL. It's like Phillip Rivers in that AFC Championship game. He's gonna power through it.
But just to be clear, we're now fading. We're now going into fade mode, right? Like they should.
Yeah, I don't know how sustainable this is, but they had great energy. We'll see.
100%. But God, as a Lions fan watching that game, I was texting my buddies. I was like, yeah, I ended up being drunk watching this game because I was drinking to make the loss feel a little bit better. And then the game just kept going on. And I have no fucking clue how they got that game done. I mean, like you said, the Jared Goff sucks island. That's a couple of interceptions. Like the Hail Mary, I never count that as an interception. I don't really know how you do. But the one to Jameson Williams going deep, and part of it's like the offensive play calling. Your quarterback's thrown to the defense 3 fucking times. What are you doing?
I mean, that first one to start the second half, even the ones in the first half, you're like, all right, you're on the road, rough start. But then like the first one he threw in the second half, it was just so bad.
Well, he was also doing the Jared Goff throw where it just goes like 3 yards short of where it's supposed to go and looks horrible. It was weird. Definitely a weird game for him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But the one to start the second half, like I swear Laporte was like right there, and it looked like a pretty decent idea, but Laporta wasn't. It was just such a years past. Like people on Twitter are all pissed off about that. Terrion Arnold should have been defensive pass interference on that last drive or whatever. And you know what I say to those fans? Go back and watch the Lions and Texans on Thanksgiving all those years ago when believe it was Andre or Lamar Miller, whoever the fuck the Texans running back was. I remember as a kid watching at my aunt and uncle's house and his knee was fucking down and Jim Schwartz, that dumb fuck, threw a challenge flag on a touchdown when you don't have to challenge it. And I don't remember what, it was some old ass fucking ref. I remember he's like, you can't throw a challenge flag on a touchdown. The call stands, and his knee was clearly down. That's payback for that. I don't give a fuck if you think it was defensive pass interference.
He's been sitting on this one for a while.
He's been laying in the field with his ghillie suit for a long time, ready to take that shot.
Oh man.
Yeah, that I just remember that call as a kid. That call is fucking terrible. And the Texans can thank them. The Lions can thank the Texans for having Dan Campbell as the head coach, because them fucking beating the shit out of Matt Patricia on Thanksgiving is the reason why those guys are where they're at. So in part, I thank the Texans for where the Lions are at today.
Sounds like you're putting Lamar Miller in the locker, or the ref from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, whoever it is. Yeah, I am putting that fucker in the locker. That's exactly who. And I was with you on the Brock Wright first touchdown too. I should have been there. I've bet that Brock Wright first time touchdown too many damn times. I'll tell you that.
They fucked up that price. It shouldn't have been 90 to 1.
Yeah, I mean it's always gonna if they're gonna offer it at 90 to 1. We know we're just gonna have to put
that's eggs for 50 cents.
Yeah,
that's a dozen eggs for 50
you
cents. You gotta buy them.
Even if it doesn't hit, I'm gonna keep playing.
Even if I don't need eggs, I'm buying a dozen eggs for 50 cents.
All right, Jackson. Thanks for calling in. Congrats to your Lions.
You fellas have a good one. My wife's hanging out in Philadelphia right now for a work conference. Sean, so
go Birds.
Go Birds up there.
Tell her to stay safe.
Stay safe out there. All right, good to hear from Jackson. Ryan,
yes.
It looks like we got another.
Wow.
Listen to the show. Might be another Lions fan if I know this guy.
Really?
Pretty sure he is a Lions fan. I'm bringing him on. ZD Mills. He's a Lions fan, right?
Good. This is a bold guess. Let's see if you're right.
ZD, you're a Lions fan, right?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah. What's happening?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Go Lions, dude. That was awesome. That was a fucking sweat for sure. Obviously all the Lions fans should have known the Texans got their best defensive player out, their best offensive player out. We're in trouble. That's just the story of the Lions, but we pulled through at the end. I can't complain. You guys have a good day. It was a good day for me. It was all right for me. I'll say that.
Anyone you want to put in the locker there, ZD?
Yeah, fellas. Well, I don't know who to put in the locker, but it's my day was a roller coaster. Okay, it's sort of, you start getting on the roller coaster, you go up and down all day, and then you end up at the same fucking spot you're at when you start.
Hey, but you enjoy the ride, right? Yeah. Let it ride.
Yeah, it was an emotional day, that's for sure. And it's sort of like the gambling gods kicked me in the dick and then licked my nuts, and I ended up just like, I don't know what happened, but I'm sort of okay with it.
Ryan wouldn't know that feeling. He doesn't acknowledge the gambling gods.
No, if I had to put someone in the locker, it would be Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt. So here's how my day started. I'm feeling good. I went heavy on a running back chalk parlay anytime touchdown. Nice. And it started with Tyrone Tracy in the first game. So appreciate that one, Cream Dog.
Yeah.
Got me started on a good foot. And I'm going to Tarantino this story. It was supposed to end with a David Montgomery touchdown, which happened. The 4:00 window was supposed to be a James Conner touchdown, which happened in like the first quarter, piece of cake. The two in the middle were the motherfuckers. Kareem Hunt and Alvin Kamara.
Oh, man. Kamara.
I don't have NFL Red Zone, but of course they're doing the free weekend, whatever, where you can watch. I got Hulu Live. That's what I watch. And so they're doing it. So it's like, I wouldn't even have seen this if it wasn't this weekend, but I'm watching NFL Red Zone. And at the exact same fucking time, dual box, Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt get a rush from the 1 yard line each at the same time. And both of them get stuffed. And at that point, and then literally, I think that was Valdez Scantling's second touchdown on like the next play. And then the Chiefs scored a touchdown on the next play. And I knew it was over then. And at that point, I knew 100% fact Connor and Montgomery were scoring touchdowns. And so I sort of saved my day with a Montgomery anytime touchdown, Lions money line, and give you guys credit. I hit the Mechie, I think it was 50 yards. So those three together tied up. It was like 11 or 12 to 1. I had some sort of boost on it. Ended up making the money back that I spent that would have hit huge on the anytime touchdown parlay. So pretty much even. Lions win. I just got home from the Hollywood Casino in Toledo. Lost money there. So it was a night, but appreciate you guys had to call in, say go Lions. I mean, who can win a fucking game when their quarterback throws 5 touchdowns?
Only the Lions.
Who can do that?
This version of the Lions.
This game only gave me more confidence as a Lions fan. So go Lions. We're the king of the North, king of the NFC. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Chiefs. We're going all the way. Let's go.
All right.
Appreciate
sounds
you,
like
fellas.
sounds
You
like
guys
your
are sick.
your
Love you
connection's
guys.
breaking
I'm heading
up.
out.
All right.
Legends only.
All right, got one more caller, Ryan, and then
Yeah.
we'll get to the full recap. And
Well, I
our
still
Monday
have
Night
we still
Props.
have a serious matter to get to.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Zizos on the line. Zizos, you keep sending me your screenshots
yeah.
of all the bets you're winning.
Yep. My wife's getting
Discord.
jealous.
What's going on, man?
Can you hear me, boys?
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
up?
Right on. Yeah, no, it's my phone all day goes ka-ching, 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 and definitely give you guys some credit, man. You guys give us some good angles out here, and I just want to thank you and shout you out for everything you guys do.
Appreciate
yeah,
it, man.
man.
Hopefully, you already got the 5 stars on Spotify. Telling a friend, we always
wow.
appreciate that.
Oh,
Spreading
man,
the word.
yeah, I tell everybody, man. These guys are the best in the game because you know what? You guys just keep it real, and you got fire picks. Let's just keep it coming. Let's keep the good train rolling, man. We this week we went 9 for 9 on money lines, and 2 of them I spotted out the dogs for the Saints and the Steelers. There, crazy
Let's
comeback
go.
on that Steelers game too.
Oh,
But
what a great game.
you got to let Russ cook, man. I saw shots during the off week there, coming off the bye too. He's still getting it down with his kid there, so I was like, oh yeah, he's coming out hungry, and that Steelers D is just solid, man. Those guys can make some noise in the playoffs, I think, this year.
Hell yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean the
One of our better
the
takes.
Russ bomb to Mike Williams was just
beautiful.
awesome. Right, and there were
beautiful.
there were people out there in the sharp community, people
Yeah.
that charge for their analysis and advice.
Really?
And they were saying
They're anti-Tomlin.
This is the first year Mike Tomlin has a losing season.
I don't believe it.
And they were saying they recommended the under
pro?
on 7.5 wins. Now they haven't gotten there yet, but they're at 7-2. So I like our chances on the over.
Calm down, Sean.
I ran that with you two guys, the futures on them. Yeah, I was on that too. And let me guess. The guys who were saying that, they leaned it, didn't they? They leaned it.
They leaned on the under Steelers. All right, Jesus. Good to hear from you, man. Appreciate you spreading the word.
Good ups, man. DGen's up. You guys
Let's go.
keep it real. You guys are great. Thanks,
Let
man.
it ride. Good to hear from you. And of course, if you guys haven't already, obviously spread the word. Always appreciate that, as well as sign it up over on BetUS, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Ryan was bragging to me how juiced and jacked up his BetUS account is, and said, "Hey, may I have to request a little payout there, Ryan? I can assure you, your payout will get there fast and quick. Withdraw with that cryptocurrency. Bitcoin makes it super easy, and we have on the website. If you don't know how to use crypto to deposit and withdrawal, it is pretty easy, especially nowadays with Cash App and PayPal, all these different places you can get crypto. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Use the promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. Get that 125% bonus. Rollovers do apply. America's favorite sportsbook, BetUS. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Ryan, what is this very serious matter?
I mean, I know not everyone on the podcast who listens to the podcast is on social media.
Yes.
In fact, we know a large percentage of our audience is not on social media. So we've been taking the fight to the leans out there. And recently, one of the people caught in the crosshairs was some tout named Jeff Rosas.
Oh, yeah.
A college basketball tout.
Yes.
And after publicizing the fact that he was charging including in his package that you could pay for, Discord, picks, liens, so was effectively charging for liens. Lots of people reached out after this happened and said, "Awesome, this guy's a scumbag." This and that. It's funny when they don't want to say it publicly in the replies, but they do DM you just like, yeah, look at that. So then, quick update. And this was this was sent to me, and this was just a random post by someone I think has a decent, got some followers.
Okay.
Who says, "I love Jeff Rosa."
Okay.
To which Dominic Davis at Childish Ash Dom, shout out to you, bro, couldn't make it through the first week. Skull. So here's a screenshot from Jeff Rose's Discord at everyone deleting general chat. "I have been bad and I understand the frustrations. Call me soft for deleting that. I don't care. It became an absolute cancer. Getting all negativity out of here." What a young person. "If you don't want to be here, then leave, please. The fact that I have yearly subs bitching about 2 units when we are 6 days into the season is laughable. Wow, he's yelling at his customers too. We'll be better focused going forward.
Is this?
Then he replies to it. Chat had to go. That chat was an absolute cancer.
No chance that's real, bro.
Anyway, so
so funny.
The war on lean. We're creating pressure. Pressure
breaking the pipes.
We are breaking pipes. Yeah. Anyway, wanted to give that update because I know people want to hear what kind of action is happening out there in the trenches.
And yeah, shout out. There was a lot of political leans that people were giving out. They were catching shrapnel. I've seen weather leans. I mean, again, we're mostly aimed at
Isn't that 100%
cleaning up the leans in the sports gambling industry. But if other industries catch strays, so be it.
Sean, how can people report a lean if they hear a lean? Maybe on a SGPN show.
Oh, you can always drop us an email, podcast at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, or
DMs are open.
Yeah, or just on X at Gambling Podcast is always easy. Shout out to the chat, the Tingler. I don't know. Is
great
that sounds
picture.
like something you would get in a truck stop bathroom, like you get the erotic kit includes the Tingler.
Do you think it's so there was a night of tequila in this profile picture?
Yeah.
And then randomly a video game controller.
Guy looks super passed out. Awesome. He writes, finally got to catch a live show. All because I got to take off tomorrow as a floating holiday for work as my quote religious holiday.
Hell yeah.
God bless our troops.
Oh yeah. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day to you, Tingler, and happy Veterans Day to everyone. Big shout out to everyone who served actively or have served. We appreciate the service here at SGPN. And yeah, thank you, troops.
Yeah.
Kramer, we got a lot to get to. Bunch of games. We'll speed through the Thursday nights. I almost nailed exactly the game flow. Bengals got the cover, lost the game. Joe Burrow, they were dueling back and forth. The Tanner Hudson anytime touchdown came in. Anytime we give out a 90-1, also first touchdown. Also do a little sprinkle in the anytime.
Yeah.
And Lamar made a couple awesome plays. They get the win, not the cover. Moving to what some say the game of the day in England, the New York Giants 17, Carolina Panthers 20. Probably did some damage to some survivor pools, Ryan. Thank God before this, I was upset that the Ravens knocked us out of Survivor in week 3 because we had gotten coming into this week, we would have gotten everything right that we predicted on the podcast with that exception. But now I'm happy that the Ravens knocked us out, Ryan, because if we lost Circus Survivor because of that dog shit effort from your New York Giants, I would have to kill someone. So probably for the best.
Sean, there were 151 people left in Survivor.
Really? Circus Survivor?
Yeah. How many got knocked out?
Like 40, I bet.
Let's see. I've not looked at this.
Wow, 30, God. Almost 20%. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And the Bears, my God.
Yeah, Bears 14.
Oh, my God.
God have mercy on their souls.
And the Falcons. I mean, Jesus. All right.
Crazy. Ryan, what do you got to address the fans? Where are we at?
I mean, you want me to reread my Daniel Jones eulogy? That was going into the bye week. Now that will be the last time you see Daniel Jones take a snap. I will make that prediction right now. Whether it's Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock, I don't know. Hopefully it's Tommy DeVito.
I feel like we've heard this before.
That's that.
He was named the starter coming out of halftime. Rare in-game named starter.
They were the broadcast was curious. It was kind of like entrapment. They did ask the question.
I've been skeptical of Brian Dable to bring out the best in quarterbacks after the 3 years we've seen it, but. Truly, Brian Dable. I'd given up on Bryce Young till Brian Dable got involved. I think he really career game from Bryce Young. Bryce Young was feeling it against your Giants. I know it's easy to make Daniel Jones the whipping boy.
This is the second time that they've played this defensive game plan against someone that you should be rushing and creating frantic energy. Didn't understand that at all. Didn't. I mean, again, some of them if you're on the internet, you've maybe seen some of them, but some of the misses. Daniel Jones having plenty of time, completely just wide open.
Oh, that flea flicker. Yeah.
Not even just that. A number of plays. First drive of the game, wide open. Malik Neighbors flies at 10 feet over his head. Again, they needed to bring out the horse carriage where they bring up the curtain and they just pull out a shotgun and just put him down.
This will be really funny when he's named the starter. I think because now
100%.
Now that you guys
100% he's not the starter.
Now that you guys beat the Panthers, and
there's
I mean
an injury clause. He won't be back out, guaranteed.
But I think they want to ride him into the ground because they're doing such a good job at clearly tanking.
Someone has suggested, not me, that there may have been some sort of internal struggle around Daniel Jones, and this is maybe the head coach proving a point. Who the fuck knows? All I know is he won't play again.
Okay.
Willing to wager on that one.
I mean, I feel like we had this conversation last week or 2 weeks ago.
No, but now I guarantee it.
All right.
Guarantee it.
Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh wait, I had one more thing to say.
Sure.
I've been doing a deeper dive on Shadur Sanders.
Oh really? You're turning it around.
Very interested. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be you and the Cowboys racing to the bottom.
Giants actually have the number 2 pick right now.
Really? Who is
Jags
one?
number 1?
Oh, okay.
A lot of jokes being made about Ashton Jeanty to the Giants with the number 2 pick.
Oh yes, Giants. You have some. Oh my God. Oh, thank you for that, Ryan. What a gift, Ashton Jeanty.
I mean, I'm clear on it.
Ryan,
I'm making too much money to give a fuck about the Giants right now.
Are you happy Saquon Barkley got his first win over the Cowboys?
Yeah, that was nice.
Okay.
I mean, he's gonna get hurt at some point. It's gonna be catastrophic. He's gonna be a little bitch about it.
Indianapolis Colts 20, Bills 30. Shout out to the Bills. Did a good job turning over the Colts. I mean, Shane Steichen definitely deserves to go in the locker.
We were on the right side.
Were we?
100%.
I don't know. There was some bad looking. But also Josh Allen had some really bad throws as well.
If they had some of the weird fumble luck, if they had 0 pass attempts in this game, they cover 4 points, Sean.
It's crazy.
Joe Flacco, I mean, I get it. He doesn't give a fuck. He plays with reckless abandon. His bad throws are really bad. You could argue his bad throws are worse than Anthony Richardson's. And he can't run. That's the real problem. There are a couple plays where it's just like, that was an awful play call. He had one read and then you wanted him to scramble out a little bit. Stop it. Stop it.
It looks rough. And you have Jonathan Taylor, who I want to pull up his numbers because I feel like he had a really good game.
But they just again, this fucking Shane
Jonathan Taylor, 21 for 114. You gotta win the game.
He had that shit in the first half. I guarantee he had 80% of that in the first half. Buffalo overcomes the sandwich spot, so good on them. Now they get to go lose to the Chiefs in some sort of miraculous way. Although without thinking about it too much, the Chiefs. I
saw Chiefs did open as a dog, which is fucking, which is insane. I mean, I already got one of my locks, assuming they're a dog.
Here we go again. I mean, what I was going to say is I like the Chiefs' defense against the Bills' offense is a great matchup. Great matchup.
Next up, we got the Vikings 12, the Jags 17. We picked it at a 4.5, Ryan, before all the Trevor Lawrence news fully broke. So graded as a W for us. Super ugly game. Sam Darnold continues to look like garbage. So my take on Sam Darnold not being good, not dead yet. Mac Jones. I wish we would have had a Mac Jones anytime touchdown. I feel like I was close to firing on that. He did. Darnold 3 interceptions again. So back-to-back games with 3 interceptions. I feel like I got a Sam Darnold to lead the league in interceptions ticket kicking around somewhere. I got to find it.
Might have to do an inventory of the old pouch.
Vikings did not look good. This game ended on a weird way where I think the Vikings went for it on 4th and 1. They got stopped, but then Trayvon Walker punched someone in the head and they got a 15-yard penalty to kneel it out. Like they were doing that thing instead of, I think they were in field goal range, but they went for it on 4th and 1. And just the Jags, complete lost team, complete franchise in disarray.
Did they fire him this week?
It's one of those things. He's not going to be the head coach next year. I don't know. Is there someone on the staff that you want to get a look at for interim? Do you think by keeping him there, you keep the number 1 pick?
I think it's more than just. Yeah, maybe. I guess if you're thinking about it like that.
Well, it does seem like Trevor Lawrence probably done for the year. I don't know.
Mac Jones looks like he could go out there and lose a bunch of games.
Yeah, I mean, is it one of those? Are you going to learn anything about an interim head coach and Mac Jones? Like, I don't know if it's even worth it.
Yeah,
just fire him at the end of the year.
Yeah, nothing really to
Pittsburgh Steelers 28, Washington Redskins 27. Hell of a game, hell of a back and forth. Jaylen Warren fumbling on the 1. I thought that was going to cook our Steelers. Action, Ryan. I had him on the money line for my dog. You had him as one of your locks that we had in the circa million. Had him every way, and yeah, I mean, shout out to the Steelers. Just did not give up. Played really good defense. I mean, the play there were 2 plays. They fumbled on the 1 going into the Washington end zone, which I mean, shout out to the Commanders for forcing that, but that was a backbreaker. And then the other one, they called a fake punt early on in the game.
They had it.
They were up 7-0. Didn't need to call it. The guy was just uncovered, wide open. The punter throws a very catchable ball, hits it right in his hands, and he drops it. I'm like, oh! And they got off to a 7-0 lead, and then Commanders score, and it's tied. And,
they overcame a lot in that game.
And I get it. The Commanders are good. It's going to be a great game Thursday night, but man, they also just have a lot of things breaking their way, and
big time horseshoe
up their ass. Or just, I mean, look at. The Hail Mary. What more do you need to say? They are a good team, but they've also had a bunch of bounces go the right way.
Noah Brown once again dances his way, and like he's a soccer flopper.
Crazy.
Drew another DPI.
Yeah.
This team is certainly getting something. Maybe you think the league's doing something here?
I don't know. Well, they're certainly happy they
Snyder's
don't have to
out of the
Daniel
way.
Snyder. So
all of a sudden they're getting the calls. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. They're certainly.
I will say this: Daniels continues to take unnecessary shots.
Yeah, and he took a bunch of them
on like obvious, clear and obvious like throwaways. He's waiting the extra second and just getting popped.
Couple plays he got walloped, and now you're going into Philly on a short week. He's going to be a little sore coming into that game, Ryan.
Real quick update from something we were discussing earlier: the Chiefs are 2.5-point dogs. I'm just reporting the facts. It is in Buffalo, but
oh my god,
it's a great teaser. Like,
I mean, come on, this is weird. All right, New Orleans Saints 20, Falcons 17. Felt like we kind of hit on that a bunch up top. Anything you want to add? Alvin Kamara dropping that big.
My God.
And MVS 2 touchdowns. I'm sure would have paid a ton. CJ Sullivan on VSiN show had the Mason Tipton ladders, which unfortunately
bottomed out big time.
Unfortunately didn't get there, but his heart was in the right place, Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean,
needed MVS.
Just the idea was right.
But the bit's not as good. You can't do an MVS jar. It just doesn't work.
A big thud in the YouTube chat. Tomlin wearing the black Air Force Ones. It was a business trip. Also, he had another great quote saying, "You know, I'm a degenerate." Oh, Ryan, we're gonna have to get that. Did you find that audio?
I'm sure I can find it right now. Actually,
yeah, look that up because that sounds like it could be a good drop for us. So Saints get the win and the cover. Kramer, you had the Saints as your money line dog. Nice,
so
plus
nice.
168 cash. Speaking of dogs, should have been a live dog. Denver Broncos line up to kick the game-winning field goal. I had my Bo Nix tweet ready to go, saying Bo Nix went into KC and knocked off the Chiefs, but then the Chiefs blocked the field goal. I mean, this is heartbreaking for the Broncos. It would have been an awesome way to cash my Broncos over 5.5 wins. They played a very good game offensively and defensively. I know the score was low, but Bo Nix played a clean game. They did a good job on Mahomes. They did a good job defensively. It looks like Xavier Worthy is banged up, but and we were
doesn't matter.
We were discussing it, Ryan, saying, and I think you were saying, and I was kind of agreeing at the time that the Chiefs should let the Broncos score because hey, let them score. and then you have Patrick Mahomes to go in and get a touchdown. You like your chances there. Totally makes sense. But they didn't. And what was it, like a 35-yarder or something? It was like a 40-yarder. Very, very makeable.
Very makeable. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if there are they're not the gambling gods, but certainly there's some force assisting the Chiefs at this point.
Speaking of the Chiefs, Ryan, shout out to Jordan L with the super chat. Appreciate that, tossing us some cash here. Glad to catch you guys live for once. Do you guys think Josh Allen will really look better than Patrick Mahomes when it gets to the playoffs?
No.
Maybe statistically, but the Chiefs are inevitable. I mean, if
Patrick
this game doesn't prove it, I don't know what will.
Mahomes, like when they'll have their offense figured out then. B, Mahomes playing with the confidence of a top 3 defense in the league behind him. That's insane.
Shout out to Macon Bacon, our New Zealand butcher. Ryan, Broncos hurt me so bad. My wife asked, "Why did you bet on them?" And he goes, "Because I'm a goddamn degen."
Oh, great.
I want to hear that in a New Zealand accent.
Great transition. So I don't have the actual clip, but I do have the context of what he was saying.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin on if the Steelers were really going to go for it on 4th and 1 at the end. Quote, "We'll never know, will we? You know I'm a degenerate." So we'll have to find that press conference and
49ers 23, Bucks 20. San Francisco didn't get the cover. They do get the win.
Bums.
Moody missing 3 field goals. Obviously, probably the difference in the spread here. Baker had a sweet play where he was stiff arming Nick Bosa and got the throwaway, even though it did cost us the sack ladder on the VSiN show for Bosa.
God,
he got one, didn't get the second.
That was the second. Baker stole it from us.
Yeah, I mean, in a spot where San Francisco should have just like destroyed them, they really didn't. And you look at some of the Brock Purdy stuff, and I did cash his. Christian McCaffrey did play 13 of 39, so congrats. I did cash the over on the Purdy rush yards. He had 17, 25 of 36 for 2 touchdowns, but like eye test, man, there are just some bad throws in that game. And this is like a team you should have stomped on. Ricky Pearsall had his first touchdown. Shout out to him, but I don't know, man. Like, honestly,
you think about the plays.
This team was on the ropes, and you should have really whooped up on.
You think about some of the plays on offense that it required for this to happen. That kind of prayer play to McCaffrey, the Pearsall. I mean, even the Pearsall touchdown was a bit of a big play. I mean, again, not hyperbole. The Cardinals are the best team in this division right now.
No, and I mean, by like a noticeable margin, I think.
The win today.
Rams are there, but yeah.
The Cardinals had such a tough start to the season on the schedule, and now people have to take what they saw today, right? I think so. Real quick. So we stitched together the I'm fucking working here with I'm a degenerate.
Oh,
there's
hell
something here. Maybe it's a song. Someone needs to remix that into something.
Patriots.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
19. Bears 3. I mean, I'm glad we host the show, Ryan, because I was considering of like, even my initial handicap was like, hey, the Bears, maybe this is even a lock potential. I still picked them, but you got me off the locking them up. You got me off betting them. And you had the Pats. Hats off to you. I thought this was a bounce back spot. I thought there was still some talent on this team. Patriots number of sacks entering the game today on defense, 16. Patriots sacks versus Caleb Williams today, 9. And I know you can say,
do they fire the coach?
They should. I mean, they shouldn't have drafted Caleb Williams number 1 overall with Eberflus. Like, you just shouldn't have. Obviously that's playing out. This is I know they had some issues, but I was writing it off as like, okay, they played the Commanders close. Okay, I understand the spot was weird in Arizona, but you're back at home against the non-conference opponent that you should be way better than talent-wise, and they got fucked up. It was an ugly game, but they were never in it, man. They just offensively couldn't get anything going. Caleb Williams, I think, deserves a lot of blame for the sacks. I know people who DM me his time to throw metrics and saying like early in the season, I'm like, he's holding on to the ball way too long. This isn't going to work.
Had in college.
Well, it wasn't a problem as much because he wasn't going up against NFL talent. He would get away with it more.
But it still was a problem.
But his only problem, yeah.
Last touchdown the Bears scored. It was when?
Oh wow, because they didn't score any last time. There was I think they have a streak of like 22, 23 drive. At some point they said 21.
Yeah, week 8 in the fourth quarter against the Commanders.
It's like 20 something drives without a touchdown. It is bad times.
Yeah, who fires their coach first, Jacksonville or Chicago?
I don't know, man. I think with Jacksonville, there's not urgency to it. I think with Chicago, there might be like this team needs a wake up call. Like honestly.
Yeah.
And maybe you can get a wake up call, get a little momentum going into the second, into next year. But it does feel like they might actually benefit from firing the coach.
Bears. What do you do with them going forward? They have the Packers next week.
I just looked at that number +6.5.
Yeah.
Man,
that pass defense against Jordan Love. They're gonna eat. They're gonna eat.
I don't know. I can see myself talking to man. The Bears are just not a fun team to have money on. Los Angeles Chargers 27, Tennessee Titans 17. Although they scored a touchdown late, garbage there. But I mean, Chargers never really in doubt. There was a play where it looked like Tennessee had scored a defensive touchdown, but it was like a Herbert release of the ball. And they ruled it not a fumble. That was huge because if Titans actually get that in there, maybe they backdoor. But other than that, it was kind of as you expected. Titans got out to score the first touchdown. Seemingly, we're like, okay, hey, the scripted plays, they had something in store. But after that, it was just they couldn't do anything offensively. Will Levis obviously sucks. Chargers defense, great, clean tackling, execution was at an all-time high.
Like a boa constrictor.
Ryan, I know you were watching the games at your house. It was just me and Decker, and like clockwork, Ryan, the Chargers game. It starts like right at 1:00.
Yep.
But I mean, the game is almost over. The Eagles have like a whole fourth quarter left, and he's like, "Yeah, first to celebrate." Yeah. He's so excited, and then he goes, all he does is run the ball, pound the rock. He goes, Herbert's running the ball again. He got Herbert to run the ball, and he just kept screaming at the TV, "Harbaugh, you basic bitch, I love you. You basic bitch, I love you." And I was just dying. But I think what he was saying by calling him a basic bitch is his approach to football is really basic. Yeah. Hey, we're going to run the ball. We're going to tackle. We're going to play clean. We're going to Quentin Johnson. You know how everyone thought he sucked? Yeah. Well, it turns out he just needed a hustle and someone to talk him up. All of a sudden he's good.
Just needed a friend.
I mean, it's just so fun watching with Decker.
I will say, as that was happening, I was like, I bet you Decker is celebrating the fact that his game's over. So
early. My God, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, they were in my teaser. Never a doubt.
Never a doubt. I think they're probably a couple like players away from being like an elite Super Bowl contender, but I think they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I really do.
Yeah, I was going to say anyone that can shrink the game like
this. They're good on the road.
They got a million running backs.
Right, and the Chargers are going to be on the road getting 6 points, and I'm going to be taking them with the points and on the money line.
And I think in like the unique thing about this team is that there's probably not a single matchup where you couldn't like deliriously talk yourself into Herbert being the best quarterback on the field. And he's playing good ball. He hasn't done a single one of those bad Herbert games this year. Not even close.
No,
not even a quarter of it.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next up, we got my Philadelphia Eagles 34-6, just destroying the Dallas Cowboys.
Were you a little nervous in the beginning?
No, I was actually pretty confident.
Felt like it was starting like one of those games that was just going to turn
Well,
strange.
when Hurts fumbled on inside of his own inside the own red zone, it became for the Cowboys. But once they stopped him there, I'm like, there's nothing. And yeah, he threw an interception, fumbled. Before that, he had 4 straight games, no turnovers. Other than that, the offense looked really good. Hurts had a nice day running, looked explosive. 2 really good touchdown throws. AJ Brown over 100 yards. I keep just saying, play AJ Brown over yards and play Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. It was plus 105 again. I don't know what they have to make it, but he's going to get a shit ton of touchdowns. And I think he's got what, 8 or no, sorry, 2, 3, 2. Yeah, 8 in the last 4 games. It's crazy. So, and they're still giving you plus odds all day on that. Cowboys just looked a disaster. We got to see some Trey Lance time. 5 turnovers. Defense played, really well. I mean, you're playing Cooper Rush, but still didn't give up a touchdown and played great defense and 5 turnovers in Dallas. Like, there's nothing else I could ask. Most of the starters got to sit the 4th quarter, which you're playing the Commanders on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Commanders were playing up to the end of the game, a very physical game. Eagles got to rest their starters the entire 4th quarter. That was huge. So,
yeah, massive. They were able to look past the Cowboys because they were demolishing them. One of the pleaser legs that hit this Sunday, Sean.
Yeah,
your Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
Along with the New England Patriots.
Yep.
The Denver Broncos.
Yep.
And
New Orleans Saints.
No, I don't believe they were. I believe it was -3.5 on the.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And the Carolina Panthers. So there were 4 legs out. Well,
and Arizona Cardinals.
And the 4th leg, the game we're about to talk about. Yes.
Arizona Cardinals 31-6. Ryan's lock.
Good to know the legs are out there though.
I mean, I hit the Kyler Murray 2 touchdowns, 22-1. Hopefully you tuned into the VSiN show. I don't know what to say about this Cardinals team. They're just pretty darn good. I mean, to me, it's not as surprising that the offense is kind of working. To me, what they're getting out of this defense is surprising. Like, what's up?
It's enough.
I would even say it's better than enough. Like, the defensive line is playing at a high level.
In this game, the Jets kind of were participating in their own demise.
Yeah, but also, like, they didn't let them score a touchdown. I know they're bad, the Jets, and I know. I mean, if you're a Jets fan, just walk in front of a train.
Devontae Adams
what are you doing?
Dropped a touchdown. Like,
yeah, I mean, they are a sloppy bad team. That's why I wanted to fade them. That's why I agreed with your lock there. Can
we talk about though? Like, I was battling with the sharps. How
a lot of sharps left. Well, Ryan, what are we doing? All you have to know is they opened as a 1.5 point favorite and then got bet against to a 1.5 point.
So Friday,
the Cowboys plus 7.5 was the other big sharp play.
Yeah, Friday. Imagine
paying someone out there to advise you to bet on the Jets. And you haven't given us 5 stars. You haven't given us a review
as a road favorite.
We don't need any money. Just come on.
As a road favorite.
Yeah.
I asked you on Friday. Really? The Cardinals are home dogs? I asked you this morning. Really? The Cardinals are still home dogs? An unreal mistake there. All right. So what do you think Kyler's MVP price is at?
He's certainly kind of working his way in the mix.
So it's Lamar Jackson plus 110, and this is at FanDuel. Josh Allen plus 360, Mahomes plus 650. Interesting. Hurts now 14-1.
Hurts is kind of in there too.
Jaden Daniels also 14-1. Brock Purdy 17-1. Kyler 22-1. Burrow 30-1. Jared Goff back down to 40-1.
Oh, wow, poor Jared Goff.
That's crazy to me. Because if he gets hot and they have the 1 seed, he's right back in the mix.
No, that's
an insane overcorrection.
Easy said he has him 14-3. Let's say they go 15-2, 16-1. I mean, he almost has to get it by default.
That's not right.
I'd have to look at the Ravens schedule, but the fact that it's priced at 40-1 is a misprice. I'm with you.
Any value in Saquon Barkley 200-1?
No. I do love Saquon. Ryan asking, how do we catch the Friday night show? Yeah, we're on VSiN. So if you have YouTube TV, there's a good chance you already have VSiN because I think it comes with the NFL Sunday Ticket.
Comes with the sports package, yeah.
Yeah, if not, they just launched a new app. You could watch on that, cast it on your phone. You can sign up over at vsin.com/subscribe. Hit us up if you're gonna subscribe. They always have some sort of promos going, but yeah, it's but if you have NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV, just put in Sports Gambling Podcast and you can record it there. But yeah, check it out. Always fun. We get CJ on there. You know, talking NFL. What more do you got? And then Lions 26-23, but we've talked a ton about them. Hey, Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. If you haven't signed up over there, what are you waiting for? Get your 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. It's an avalanche of boosts, Ryan. Every time I open up the app, there's more boosts, more extra ways to win. I'm going to pull it up right now. I'm sure I got one in there. Oh, I got a gimme pick for the NBA. We get live NFL stuff, and they're always hooking you up. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Let's talk props, Ryan. What do you like this week?
All right. So I like two things for the Dolphins, one for the Rams. I'll start with the Dolphins.
Okay.
Raheem Mostert to go over 7.5 rush attempts. So last couple weeks, he's gone over this number. It was 8.5 the last 2 weeks. He's gone over with 9 and 11. The week before that against New England, he had 19. You remember that when they rolled him all the way out.
Yep.
So you got a minus 130 here, but he's clearly part of the plan. And whenever you hear that coaching staff talk about Mostert, he also seems to be the guy that they still trust the most to quote get it going. So even though Achan's going to get the bulk of it, I like Raheem Mostert to get enough of it. And this is partially because I do think the Dolphins are going to be leading in this game. So game script a little dependent, but Raheem Mostert to get over 7.5 rush attempts.
Yeah, I see that happening. Seems like something they would do. I'm going to go Kyren Williams over 20.5 rushing attempts.
Oh.
Kind of seems high, but
It does seem high.
He's hit it 5 of his last 6 games. You can run on the Dolphins. I think it's kind of their best way to attack it. You look at like their weaknesses in the defense. It seems like Kyren Williams is going to get his. None of the other running backs really get any sort of work for this Rams team right now. It is the Kyren Williams show.
Yeah, he definitely is the bell cow. Even though McVay said he was going to return punts to start the year. Remember how freaked out the fantasy community got?
Yes. So I like a Kyren Williams over 20.5 rushing attempts. Cause his yards are pretty high. It's like 84.5. I kind of like the yards, but I honestly think the attempts is the better way to do it. We also Jordan in the chat hooking us up again with a super chat here.
Damn,
filling up the Mason Tipton jar.
He wants to see those TDs, Sean.
You guys think Bo Nix will be better long term than Drake May? I mean,
is this you? Are you got a burner?
I'm high on Bo Nix.
0% chance.
0% chance he's better than Drake May
long term.
Yeah,
I think so.
I would actually take.
I should say this. There's definitely a chance because he's in a great structure. So, but
yeah, that's part of the reason I liked him coming in, and the part of the reason why I think he has a brighter future than Drake May.
But Drake May can do some stuff that he can't.
Right, but I don't trust Gerard Mayo and the Patriots organization to develop a quarterback. So I would take Bo Nix over Drake May if I was.
I see a ceiling in Drake May that Bo Nix doesn't have.
You're right. Bo Nix doesn't have a ceiling. I agree.
Oh, what do you mean?
You said you think there's a ceiling with Drake May that you don't see in Bo Nix.
Exactly. Like he doesn't have a ceiling that high. Like there's a ceiling in Drake May that
there is no. I thought you were saying there's no ceiling for Bo Nix.
Well, I mean,
the sky's the ceiling.
All right. So going.
How can you say the sky's the ceiling when we have people on the moon?
You're forcing
Jameis Winston.
You're forcing me to say mean things about Bo Nix that are going to make you angry. But the pre-draft scouting report on Bo Nix.
You would be lucky to have I'm glad the Giants didn't draft Bo Nix.
He's a high.
One, because they would be a decent team, and two,
he's a high floor.
Dable would have ruined him.
He's a high floor, low ceiling guy, and that's why he's having some early success. So I kudos to him. Very fun to watch. All right, prop number 2.
Yes,
double running back. Give me Devon Achane.
Ooh,
over 45.5 receiving yards. Rams rank last against the running back in DVOA. And if you look at the, this is actually quite crazy. So the Rams have given up 33 targets to the running backs. So it's not a ton of volume, but of those 33 targets, 30 catches for 277 yards, good for about 9.5 yards a clip. So Achan thought about the receptions, but he's always got the big play potential. So we'll go over 45.5 receiving yards. Last couple games we've been seeing it, Sean. We invested a little bit in the ladder.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago, 50 and 58 yards the last couple weeks. So 45.5 is under that last I checked, minus 120.
Jonnu Smith over 34.5 receiving yards. It seems like
interesting. You taking a Jonnu Smith positive prop after all the mean things you said about him in the preseason.
I don't think he's going to score touchdowns. Although I do have him for first touchdown. Maybe I'll get rid of it. I don't. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I just deleted it. Jonnu Smith. Here is the case to like Jonnu Smith. Rams are kind of weak to the tight end, and I mean, feeling like Tyreek Hill isn't going to play.
I took him out though. Yeah, I didn't play him in some leagues. Now some leagues I had to kind of keep him in there and hope, but it sounds like he's not going to play.
Yeah, I would guess he's not going to play. So it's going to create more opportunities for Jonnu Smith. 3-1 to this over the last 34.5. Or sorry, the last 4 games he's gone over this 3 out of the 4 times for 34.5 receiving yards. No Tyreek Hill. Someone's going to benefit. It's probably going to be Jonnu. Obviously Waddle, I think will have a good role regardless. But I think Jonnu could get the bump. So 34.5 feels low.
Like it. They also just run a lot of shit where it's just a schemed up.
Yeah, they have some design stuff for him.
Ton of stuff for him. It's like he works off the running back action. Last one, Matt Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Ooh.
Again, Dolphins up in the game. They're going to be able to pass against this defense. Stafford to get 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's what we're rolling with. A little, call it a bring back, maybe, Sean. You know, I like my correlation. Last 2, he's gone over this number after a very bad start to the season, not going over this total a single time, Sean. So let's say something happened. They figured it out. Maybe it's the fact that they got their receivers back.
Matt Stafford over a half interception.
Whoa!
I love Matty Stafford, but he's thrown 5. He's had 1 in 5 in a row. Rhythm also likes this. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your 7-day free trial. Start figuring out your own props, building models. They got NFL now. Right now, Ryan. NFL props, NFL games, college football, college basketball, NBA props. You really should be setting up over at Rhythm. Get the 7-day free trial. I've had so many people going, I'm crushing it over on Rhythm. It's very easy to do the sliders and build your own model. And why are you not? Try the 7-day free trial. I think you're gonna like it. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM has hit 5 in a row. It's Matt Stafford. He's always gonna play with a little bit of fire. He gets burned a little bit. 5 in a row. I'm gonna play the hot hand.
I like this as well. It fits with my game script.
I mean, I still think they take care of the Dolphins, especially with no Tyreek Hill. But I do think they get a, he throws 1. He always does. First touchdown bets.
Yes.
I'm going to the tight ends.
Oof.
Miami. Jonnu Smith, I considered his price was a little too low. Give me Durham Smythe, 55-1.
Very nice, Sean.
They do use him in the red zone. And again, they'll have to get a little creative, I think, assuming Tyreek Hill is out. Either way, it feels like a good price for the dart throw. What if I told you, Ryan? The Rams leading receiver in the red zone, Demarcus Robinson. Now,
really?
certainly the other Cooper Kupp and Nakua have been injured, but he does trust them. That walk-off touchdown, that was the Demarcus Robinson.
What's his price?
16-1.
Okay.
He's had 6 targets, 3 catches. All 3 have gone for touchdowns.
Okay.
He also had that deep ball. Demarcus Robinson's been a nice third receiver for this team. 16-1 is a good price for the Rams. And then also give me Davis Allen, backup tight end. We know Colby Parkinson cannot get a touchdown to save his goddamn life, but Davis Allen, he has a red zone target. He's out there for 55% of the snaps. That to me is enough to fire on 80-1. Kramer, what are you doing?
I was actually Tyler Higbee ahead of schedule on rehab, so maybe the Rams get some late help there.
Okay.
All right. First touchdown. We're going big game hunting only. Quarterbacks and defenses.
What? Not Matt Stafford, Ryan. Don't play Matt Stafford.
Tua. Well, here's the angle. DPI in the end zone. Both these teams very capable of drawing those. Tua 75-1. Stafford's 80-1. Then we're playing the defense.
Stafford, dude, I've gone down this.
I know. There's a reason it's 80-1. I'm just telling you. I saw it in my dreams. There's a DPI that's going to turn into a QB sneak.
How many rushing touchdowns
0.
does Matt Stafford have?
1.
No, he's got like.
Okay. He used to be a gunslinger. He used to run a little bit in Detroit. Anyway, the defenses. You're telling me because Sean, honestly, you could parlay both guys to get an interception in this. So defensive touchdowns. He
did last time he had a touchdown was 2022.
Oh, perfect! Just a couple years ago. 41-1 for the Dolphins defense. 42-1 for the Rams defense. So we're getting a big one on Monday night. Again, I chop my unit up 4 ways. If I get one more person trying to suggest that these are leans, no, this is just how I allot my fucking.
No, it's just one guy who doesn't understand.
2 people now.
Really?
There's 2 people.
It's probably his burner.
Oh, how? Maybe he fucked up and used the wrong one.
Okay, Kramer, underdog entry.
Do you? Yeah. I also have a D-Gens only.
All right, what do you got for the D-Gens only?
What if I told you that you can get Tua to score 2 touchdowns, 300-1?
Okay.
Let's go. He's running. He's going out of his way to show the world that he's healthy. The DPI angle where they're getting some QB sneaks. Tua to score 2 touchdowns, 300-1.
Okay, I'm gonna not play that, but here's what I got.
You're gonna be so upset when it hits.
I will be. No, I won't be upset.
If there's 2 DPIs in the end zones that lead to 2 QB sneaks, would be rock hard.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Nice little anytime touchdown parlay.
Interesting.
DeMarcus Robinson.
Okay.
Check. Davis Allen.
Oh wow.
Check. And then
just parlay your first touchdowns. Is that what is happening right now? That'd be diabolical.
And you wouldn't believe it, Ryan.
What's that?
Durham Smythe 10-1.
Oh, I love this.
It's 4-1-430.
I love this for you.
Well, because I feel like so many times when my guy doesn't get the first touchdown, he's still a la Tanner Hudson. I feel like I should have played him in the anytime. And again, I've realized the handicap I do for first touchdown, a lot of it should be applied to just anytime, and why not just freaking go for it? So Durham Smythe, DeMarcus Robinson, Davis Allen, all anytime touchdowns. Right. Let's go.
Sean, I have a trivia question for you.
Sure.
Unrelated. So we know the NFC West is close, and the Niners are +115 to win the division. Cardinals now +160. Rams 5-1.
Okay.
Outside of that division, who is the biggest dog that is the favorite to win their division? Like basically, who has the worst odds to win their division outside of that?
Outside of what?
Outside of the West. So outside of the only real close race right now, who has which division odds leader has the worst odds?
Division odds leader has the worst odds to win their division.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty wild. It's your Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
-240.
That makes sense. I mean, they're
Ravens -260. Falcons -750. Texans -1,000. Chiefs -3,000. And then Bills off the fucking scale.
I mean, Colts are probably, if you're looking for a dart throw division winner, I think Colts might be it.
We're
this
shaping up for a lot of sitting out at the end of the season.
This Texans team doesn't seem right.
But the Colts are.
What are the Colts to win the AFC South?
10-1. Titans are 44-1.
Yeah, I guess I want a little bit more.
Steelers are still +220.
Here we go.
Yeah, but I mean this is wild, right?
Yeah.
Chargers are 22-1 to win their division. What a time we live in. There's going to be a lot of resting, right?
I think so.
This is going to lead to an 8th playoff spot.
The Durham Smythe and Davis Allen. You just put those 2 touchdowns in Underdog. It hits the payout maximizer.
Really? So you got
they max you out. Yeah. All right, Ryan. Let's put together an Underdog entry that doesn't involve Durham Smythe.
Okay.
That's my only
let's keep
request.
it basic.
Okay. What do we got?
Well, what did we like? We it seems like we both like Stafford to be throwing a lot.
Yep. Do you like the Kyron Williams rush attempts?
No.
Okay.
I think that's a lot of rush attempts.
It's true.
It's a high number.
We like Jono. Are you on board with the Jono angle?
I'm on board with the Jono angle.
Yeah.
We should play
although his they don't have his yards. They do have his fantasy points, 7.25, which is probably
that feels a little high.
Yeah, because what 30
half point PPR,
30 receiving yards on 4 catches. You're only at 5 points.
Yeah, that feels a little high.
This is good to stay away. What's some other angles you like?
Stafford? I mean, we could do something like Stafford attempts or completions.
Yeah, I like.
Do you have what's your favorite Stafford angle? You like the interception?
Yeah, I mean he keeps doing it.
Yeah, I don't mind the interception.
Rhythm's on it. I trust them. So Stafford interception. Do you like? Is the Mostert angle in here?
I didn't.
8.5 rushing attempts.
Oh,
but you get it a little
here.
spicy. It's a multiplier.
I don't know. That might
chicken.
Yeah, I'm a chicken. I'd rather play the Achan receiving yards.
Shout out to Luke Kelly. Go you Eagles. Aussie Eagle here. Great work, boys. Well, thanks for checking us out. Yeah, we got a lot of. I'm realizing, Ryan, Australia, New Zealand is definitely DGen country. I look at the countries that download our stuff. Australia is climbing the charts, man.
And we spent some time Bet Bash. I spent some time with some Australians, and one of the problems is that there's no Australian content creators for gambling that are any good.
Thanks.
So most of the Australians consume American gambling content. Just one Australian telling me this, but
makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so we only got Matt Stafford to throw a pick. What else do we like here, Ryan? And they don't have Achan receiving. Get rid of Stafford. I don't want to be
really
not in the Underdog entry. I don't want to be negative.
What do you mean you don't want to be negative?
All right, fine.
What negative about what?
About Matt Stafford throwing an interception.
You gave out a prop. I'm very confused.
I like
You're being strangely superstitious.
No, I like to give out different stuff.
Okay, get it out. Get it out versus
the
take it out then.
Okay.
Wait, I'm waiting on your different stuff. You want to do a kicker?
Oh, I like. Let's do. We got to play something. Cooper Kupp, 65.5 receiving yards higher. Very easy. You're on the clock, Ryan.
Oh, that's it. You're just gonna play the Cooper Kupp higher. Force me to play the Dolphin. Yeah. Play Achan's fantasy points.
At Achan fantasy points.
Achan. Ooh, actually
16.85.
Yes.
You like that?
Yes.
All right. Are we gonna add anything else, or just keep it a 3xer?
Don't you have a boost?
Let's see. I do not have a boost.
Interesting.
That's good for me. Gonna call it. Devin Achan higher 16.85 fantasy points. Cooper Kupp higher 65.5 receiving yards. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code SGPN. Make sure you subscribe. Toss us 5 stars on Spotify. The podcast reviews on Apple Podcasts. Always appreciate that. 2 for Monday, not Tuesday. 2 for Monday. College basketball and college football. College basketball early. College football late with Colby Dance.
Hopefully Colby's got his clock right.
Yeah, hopefully Colby knows he's in the Eastern time zone. We're on the Western time zone.
We really have to talk to him about this epidemic.
Oh,
the college experience.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of bad reports on the college experience lean. So
yeah, we might. I guess Got a little something special cooked up for Colby tomorrow.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Dan Jones dead for real now.
Kramer, let it ride.